once you are a manager of people, you need to quickly, first and foremost, make the transition from having to get the work done by yourself and getting results by yourself to having to get the same result and the work done through others. Okay. So now you start dealing with human beings, okay, and it's a different experience completely, right? Me as a person, I was the go-getter, just do things, and I had a tough time making this transition, letting go, right? So, but you need to make that transition very quickly, right? Another thing I want to repeat here as well, management doesn't mean, okay, I'm now the manager, middle management, therefore some things in the past don't count, like results. You need to deliver what I call consistency of results. You need to continue delivering results, right? I used to tell my team members, and some of them used to smile each time I say this. If you cannot repeat success, then you were lucky the first time. Okay. So how do you repeat success? So you need to repeat this, right? And if you achieve one thing, you deliver one thing, and then they get you promoted, you need to quickly redefine the standard for success. Otherwise, you get bored and get stuck, where you are. So how do you constantly keep on going to higher grounds and delivering brilliant results? That would also count. The final thing I want to add here when it comes to, managing people or managing, it's also important to manage up. Okay, manage your manager. All right, P&G used to call it managing your manager. Manage laterally people, your peers, but also manage up. Very important. So it's not just looking down and managing your team, right? In terms of managing up, look, time will come when you disagree with your managers, and I've had that experience many times. But here's what I've learned to do. Okay, I will disagree, especially when I have a strong opinion, I have my data set, and I know that the direction we should go is, one direction. But for whatever superior reason, right, this manager has a different point of view. My advice to you is commit. Okay, it's fine to disagree, but commit to the execution of what your manager is saying. Because you know what? My loyalty, and I used to tell myself this, my loyalty is not to my convictions. My loyalty is to the company, as long as they pay your salary, right? If you want to make it like your loyalty is only to your convictions and all that, then get out. You don't belong in that company, right? As long as they pay your salaries and give you bonuses, your loyalty is primarily to the company. And your manager is the embodiment of that company, right? So you may disagree, but please commit to execute. And by the way, when you execute, be genuine, give it everything. Don't do it half-heartedly because, you're not really, in this space and all that. That is really, really important. Managing laterally, okay? Please, here are some pitfalls. Do not treat your peers in a condescending manner in any way. It will always catch up with you, okay? That's number one, okay? I've seen a lot of guys, the people I used to say they are starstruck. You meet them in every company, right? These guys are starstruck. These are the guys that write emails. They write God and copy the whole world and his angel, and then they throw big names upon you and just to make you feel small, that they're now big and, the stars of the company and all that. Watch out for these guys. They are heading for the brick wall. You can't succeed so long doing that by every time throwing it down on people and all that. Never sell out on your peers, whatever. Be loyal to them. Genuinely help people to work and to succeed. Don't worry if you don't get rewarded immediately. Trust me, over time, your good work will catch up with you and you get rewarded and all that. So for me, these are some of the dynamics you need to watch out. If you find yourself in middle management already and you're really wanting to now make it all the way to the C-suite. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Cletus. I think that the next phase is the one that I really love discussing the most, especially with marketing people like the two of you. Marketing and strategy people like the two of you. You know that the fastest way to the C-suite is not through marketing. You do know that. It's either through finance or through the commercial team. That's the truth. So as a marketing person, how do you get into the C-suite? How do you get it?
Can I just...
So I have the point of view because I think this one landed on my head. Getting into the C-suite landed on my head. But I also prepared for it because somebody asked me this same question I'm asking many years ago, and it changed my perspective of things. Because of that, I started paying attention to different things. And that's how I got to where I am. But Ayomide, you were going to say something. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it depends on how you look at marketing. The truth is, and it's unfortunate, lots of people look, what Cletus said earlier about it's a cross between creativity and result.
Data.
Another side of
Data, creativity coming together.
Yeah, a lot of people focus on the creative side, and like you said, they're in entertainment business. So the marketing professionals that are in entertainment business are the ones that don't make it to this class.
Absolutely.
But the ones who have their eyes on how consumers are reacting to things that they do within the entire marketing mix, and not only creatives or marketing communications, those guys make it to this. They're extremely valuable to this, and it's about demonstrating that value. Right? They see you as only an entertainer.
You won't get there. You're right.
And Rosemary, just to chip in something here, if I may. Again, it comes to what I refer to as the cultural differences across companies. Okay, in Procter & Gamble, I can tell you, majority of the time, the CEO is a marketer. Okay, don't even there's no discussion.
Or has some form of marketing in their background. You're right.
No, I'm telling you, these are thoroughbred marketers from ADM level, all the way to CEO. Go check. Right? Very few that even start from marketing. Maybe few from even engineering, by the way. So it's not always finance people and all that. Coca-Cola was a different culture, right? Coca-Cola is just consultants. Background. That's the people that make CEOs and all that. So again, different cultures. So for me, again, that's why I said that for me, there's no hard and fast rule to things, right? But the point is this: if you are already in middle management, be aware of what keeps your manager and your manager's manager awake in the night, what keeps them up at night, right? Because in middle management, most likely your manager is, let's say, the marketing director, and this marketing director is reporting into the general manager already. Both of them have P&L pressures. Both of them are more data-driven results and so on and so forth. Be aware of what keeps them awake, and then genuinely try to work yourself into helping them be available to do this, because then that's the only way that you get more exposure into what counts for them, which is the numbers thing, the business results, and so on and so forth. And this is how you start developing your muscle in business management, whether it's P&L and so on and so forth. So for me, whether you're from finance or you're from marketing or whatever, you just be aware that at this top of the pyramid, it's all about the business numbers, right? Yeah. And also about building brands for the future, because you still need to keep those brands to continue to deliver the business result in the future. So, and if you're aware of that and you're working towards that and you're helping, most likely, you're going to make your career switch towards general management and so on and so forth. But in some companies already, as a marketer, you have P&L responsibility, by the way. Make no mistake about it, even as a marketer.
So you're very right. You're very right. I think that in generality, in any company, regardless of what the company is, if you don't understand how the company works, you can't get into the C-suite. You can't be one-dimensional and want to get into the C-suite. You must get past the point where you only understand how marketing works. You must understand finance. How does finance work? How does the number that I'm turning around in marketing translate to the bottom line? How do we make, what does our P&L look like? You should be able to look at the P&L and understand it. You must understand how people work. What is the process? What is the people process we have in place? How do we motivate people? How do we attract people? How do we retain people? Those are all important parts of how the C-suite works. And like Cletus said, what's the main problem that's keeping people awake at night at that level? If you don't understand those things, Ayomide, you mentioned it earlier, you can get promoted into the C-suite and you struggle not just for yourself, you also put the company in problem because you now scatter any good work that they have done before you got there. I think that the aspiring to get into the C-suite is a good aspiration, but there's work to be done. There's a popular saying in the Bible that many are called, few are chosen. Everybody cannot and will not be the CEO of a company. If you want to go that direction, you must be clear to yourself that that's what you are wanting to do. Then you must make the sacrifice that is required. In a classroom full of made up of 20 people, If there are like 5 people who are aspiring to be a CEO in the company, only one can be at a particular time. And the only way to distinguish yourself is that you must be willing to pay the price. You pay the price. Ask yourself, what do they know? And this is when having a mentor within the company counts. Look for mentors at the very top and say, what's keeping you guys awake? What are you guys working on? What's our 10-year plan? What's our vision? What do we want to achieve? Start thinking about them. I said this earlier. Don't wait to get in the room to act like you're in the room. So already act like you're in the room before you get there. So if for the company that you work for, you seek to get into their C-suite, if the big challenge they have is that they want to turn around, they want to turn profit, obviously. Profit is important for many companies. How does that company make profit? Start understanding it before you get into the C-suite. Have a vision about how you will make people work, or how people issues will work in the company. Those are really, really important stuff that if you want to fast track your way into this C-suite, you must consider those things. Have we got any other questions that we need to answer before we wrap up?
There is, apparently it's time. Doesn't look like we missed any.
Yeah.
My point of view, though, I was just rushing through that because I thought we will have questions. My point of view, though, is that, and you probably shouldn't say it outside this circle, but I think that the marketing people make the best. I'm telling you, I'm not joking. I've met many CEOs in my short time of being a managing director. When I see a strong CEO, a strong managing director, and I look back on their career, I always find that somewhere they were marketing people. Most times we make the best C-suite people. But a lot of times earlier in our career, we are so focused on the marketing stuff that we don't think beyond it. So it's always good to encourage people way before you start aspiring to get into the C-suite to look broader than just your function. Don't always focus on marketing alone. You must be cross-functionally strong to perform well at the C-suite level. Being collaborative, not competitive, is key to succeeding. You can't, there's this saying that it happens in Coke. It's happened in many companies that worked in BAT, GSK, where they will say marketing people and sales people and finance people are always in contending for something. I don't know what they contend for, but the point being that in order for you to succeed at that level, you must be able to collaborate with leaders. So you must find a common ground. You must you must be the rallying point for different people in the organization. That's when it will be an easier work for you in the C-suite. Cletus, do you have anything you want to add to that one?
There's a question.
No, for me, there's a question here actually. Yeah, but for me, the only thing I want, well said, Rosemary, totally agree with you, all the points you made. The only thing I keep on saying that even after you've made it into the C-suite, right, you need to constantly continue to build your image, right? I mean,
absolutely.
Who are you, and make sure that you are playing to your strength, because the C-suite is also a wide room, right? And you need to know what your strengths are and play to your strength, because that is a unique thing you bring into that space. Okay?
Absolutely.
There's a question here.
And then also surround yourself with people who make up for your gaps.
Absolutely.
Nobody is an all-rounder good in everything. So
exactly.
You must self-awareness, understanding what you're good at. It's critical.
Yes.
You must know yourself.
Exactly.
They say, man, know thyself. You must know yourself, know what you're good at. Then hire to feel or surround yourself with people who make up for the things that you're not so good at. So that as a team, you're very strong. Because being in the C-suite is not about one person. It's not about you anymore. It's more about the team. How strongly do you perform as a team? So if you know the areas that you're not strong in, hire or bring people who are strong in that area. So as a team, you guys are, and as I would say, an A team.